Hi there, I'm Brian Whitmore, director of the Russia program here at SIPA, and this is a vertical video. Now, it may come as a surprise to people in Tallinn, Riga, Vilnius, Warsaw, Prague, or Bratislava, but apparently there never was a Soviet occupation of Eastern Europe. At least that is according to Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova. Zakharova told RIA Novosti last week that, quote, "We would like to emphasize once again that the Russian position remains unchanged. We do not accept the concept of Soviet occupation, which is how the liberation of European people from fascist enslavement is being presented." Which is an interesting way to put it, given that it was the Soviet regime that collaborated with the Nazis to divide and occupy Europe, and only ended up fighting the Nazis when Hitler reneged on the deal. After which, Moscow occupied half of Europe and justified it by monopolizing the credit for defeating the Third Reich. Talk about hypocrisy wrapped in sanctimony inside a lie. These comments came as the European Parliament passed a resolution condemning the 1939 Molotov-Ribbentrop pact between the Nazis and Soviet regimes, condemning the crimes of both totalitarian regimes in Europe, and calling on the European Commission to decisively counteract, quote, efforts by the current Russian leadership to distort historical facts and whitewash the crimes committed by the Soviet totalitarian regime, end quote. RT predictably called the resolution Russophobic, and Andrei Sushentsov of the Moscow State Institute of International Relations called it an unfortunate example of the politicization of history, which is sort of like the wolf crying wolf. Russia's disinformation campaign regarding World War II is relevant today because it is used to justify the Soviet occupation of Eastern Europe after 1945, and it's a tool to delegitimize, undermine, and reverse the true liberation of these countries in 1989. And as we mark both the 80th anniversary of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact and the 30th anniversary of the revolutions of 1989 this autumn, it is vital that we push back on Moscow's narrative, and the European Parliament should be applauded for doing so. Keep telling us what you think on Twitter and on Facebook. I'm Brian Whitmore, and this was a vertical video.